Welcome to stage 19 of the Tour de France, under 25 kilometers to go until the peloton reaches the finish in Cambo-les-Bains. An early breakaway had Lars Evensen in it. He was trying to score points to retake the lead in the King of the Mountains jersey, but he did not score enough points, so Jean-Marie Caillou will win that polka dot jersey in Paris. In the meantime, we still have one more climb on today's stage, the climb to Athari, which is a very steep climb averaging around 13%, but it's only 2 kilometers long. That'll be the final obstacle between here and the finish, and we'll see if it gets some action in the closing moments of the stage. Just 32 riders still in this peloton here. Caillou just riding near the front most of the stage, trying to stay out of trouble. Watch for any surprise attacks. But really the action should come on this final ramp to Athari. Wonder what kind of sprint we'll get at the end, or if a solo attack will try and leave everyone else behind. Miroslav Kosher, the green jersey, is still here. He might be thinking of a 4th stage win. But it's Ignatiev doing the work for Hackett. This could be for Mario Mazziota or Manuel Navarro. Some options to win the stage for the Hackett team. Just about starting the climb now, Ignatiev leading them on. There's Ibai Leida in good position. He's already won a stage in the Tour de France to Monde to see if he can get another. The finish is well suited for him. Caillou very close to the front with his teammate Wilmer Rodriguez. We're on to the steep slopes now. A steady tempo being set in the peloton. Nobody choosing to light up the race just yet, but that's about to change. Kelvin Moore launching his attack. And I'm not sure he's going to try and go with him. But a move by Kelvin Moore. He wants to get back in the top 5 of GC, and he wants a 3rd stage win. And this is the counter-attack by Rico Rudiger of Euskaltel Euskadi. Mario Mazziota, and that must be Ibai Leida of Kyoto. Moore tops the climb first. It's just 11 kilometers between here and the finish. Mazziota, Rudiger, Leida, they're trying to get across. It's a good group. A moment of hesitation. And it seems this group has around 30 seconds on the main field. If they keep this advantage going, they could try and stay away for the stage win. Moore has been in so many of these moves where he's tried attacks and he's gone up the road. He's done it in one-day races. He's done it in the stage races. He won stage 10 with a move similar to this one in the Tour de France even. Trying once again. Moore's won a number of races this season. A bit surprising if you add them all up. Actually, he's won 4 or 5 of them. A very steady performer for the Nautalia team. Really part of a strong second half of the season for Will's squad. But we're getting some more moves out of the peloton. Balashkov is attacking Asal Pavlova and Carlos Nello. The yellow jersey not responding to those quite yet. Under 3Ks to go. Here's the Balashkov chase group. But the front 4 has Mazziota, Leida, Kelvin Moore, Rico Rudiger, and Rudiger is trying to pull away. Pavlova has counter-attacked and she's gone across the gap. And we're sprinting into the Flamme Rouge, a very fast finale. It's Moore, Leida, and Mazziota. Mazziota should be the fastest, and he is. A 2nd stage win for the Hackett star. Moore comes close in 2nd place, Ibai Leida in 3rd. Look at Rico Rudiger in 4th place, not known for his attacking, but he's done so here. Caillou loses a little bit of ground, he comes through in 11th place. That's not going to hurt his chances of winning the Tour de France. The aggressive riders being rewarded. That first move started by Kelvin Moore. It was Mazziota, Leida, and Rudiger who went across, and that was the top 4 on the stage. So they pretty much stayed away. Pavlova came through, tried to make it interesting to bring up those other riders, but the 3 fastest were the 3 first attackers. Mazziota gets his 2nd stage win of the Tour de France. Kelvin Moore comes close, and Ibai Leida's gotten a number of top 5s as well. He's had a good tour. But we'll quickly run through the stage results now. Mazziota the winner at the same time as Kelvin Moore and Ibai Leida. Rico Rudiger in 4th place, 12 seconds down. The next group with big climbers had Manuel Navarro, Chungling Shen, Carlos Nello, Hippolyte Toutain, and Ileana Pavlova. They're 18 seconds back. Jean-Marie Caillou lost 37 seconds on the stage. He was down in 11th place. In the GC, however, no meaningful changes. The standings are basically the same, just a few seconds gained and lost here and there. Caillou's lead now 2 minutes 52 over Teuton. So minor points scored in the points jersey competition, so Kostra still leads by a large margin. And in the mountains classification, Lars Edmondson tried to get that lead back from Caillou. There were enough points on the stage for him to do so, but he only scored 2 points, and he needed 7 to get that jersey back. Euskaltel Euskadi still leading in the team classification. Then we go straight into the time trial on stage 20. 40-kilometer course, it's flat across the southwest of France. The fastest time at the finish so far is held by Inna Meyer of Nautalia. He's won the first 2 time trials in the Tour de France, and he's looking to sweep all 3. The riders in the top 10 of the GC starting to come across the first time check. There's Luis Sancho, 37th place. Higher than we expected considering his history in the time trials. He should still lose a lot of time. His teammate Yevgeny Balashkov much quicker, 5th place at the first time check. Balashkov was good in that first time trial as well, so he could try and move up a place or 2 on GC. Try and get a few extra points at the end of the Tour de France. The big battle in this time trial is for the final spot for 3rd place in the GC. Manuel Navarro is in 3rd at the start of the stage, with Lingshen 4th and Rico Rudiger 5th, but they're very closely separated, and Rudiger should be the big favorite to overhaul them both. Kelvin Moore in 6th place, that's a bit out of reach for him, judging the time gaps, but a decent start to this time trial, 14th at the first check. Rudiger, however, much faster, less than a second behind Yannick Rahova in 2nd place. A flying start for the Swiss rider. I think only Hippolyte Teutin might go any faster than that. And Teutin doesn't have too much to race for, he's too far away from Caillou to win the Tour de France. Not really needing to defend his place either, because he's such a good time trialist. So he's just going to go for a stage win here and see what he can do in this final time trial. Navarro coming up to the line, 1 minute 17 behind Rudiger, so he's already lost that 3rd place. Here comes Teutin, 7th at the first time check, that's slower than we expected, 21 seconds behind Rudiger and Verhoeven. An unexpected ride for Teutin, I don't think he's on his top form on this stage. We'll see what Caillou has done here, 17th place, 53 seconds back, same time as Kelvin Moore. So Caillou's doing just fine, he's on track to hold on to his yellow jersey, no real challengers there. Some of the riders, like Balashkov, getting closer to the finish. Meyer the fastest time by 6 seconds. Here comes Rodriguez. 4 minutes down on the line. Not known for being a good time trialist, but he's been great in the mountains in the Tour de France. Here comes Balashkov, looking for a top 5 finish in the time trial. He's trying to move up from 9th place to the GC as well. He's 6th at the finish line at 46 seconds. He's caught his teammate Sancho on the course. He should be able to jump over Ileana Pavlova in GC, and I think Carlos Nello was in 8th place as well. So maybe Balashkov can get up into 7th place, get a few more points out of this Tour de France. Now Rudiger is in contention for a stage win here. He hasn't won any races this season, he's come pretty close a couple of times. Now I'd really put an exclamation point on this Tour de France. You have to get past Emil Meyer at the finish. Carlos Nello a long way down. So is Ileana Pavlova, though she's almost caught up to him. So those two bleeding time in the TT, and that's surprising for Pavlova because she's not terrible in this discipline. But here comes Rudiger, and he's 4th at the finish. He's lost a little bit of ground. 10 seconds back on Emil Meyer. Still a good ride for Rudiger. He should move up to 3rd place on GC. Lingshen approaching the finish. His final individual effort of this Tour de France. He was 12th at the first time check, 11th at the finish so far. Teutin should go ahead of him. A pretty good ride by Lingshen. I think that should give him 4th place in the Tour de France. It all depends on Manuel Navarro. Navarro a fair way down at the first time check. He's almost been caught by Hippolyte Teutin. Teutin 6th at the finish, 41 seconds down on Emil Meyer. Not a good performance by Teutin's standards, but he hasn't really gained or lost anything on the stage. He will finish 2nd place in the Tour de France. Finally, the yellow jersey of Jean-Marie Caillou. Peerless in the mountains, good enough in the time trials, 15th place on the stage. So the results of stage 20, the final individual time trial. The winner was Emil Meyer of Natalia. That team, I think that's their 7th stage win of the Tour de France. So when it's all said and done, 1 in 3 stages will have been won by that team, and that is a truly remarkable performance. Yannick Verhoeven of Kyoto in 2nd place, Otis Grimsby 3rd for Hackett, Rudiger 4th of Euskaltel Euskadi, and Diana Stephenson of Jupiler in 5th place at 35 seconds. Touton was 6th, and Caillou down, looks like 16th after they calculate the countback. We'll skip the other classifications for now because all that's left is the sprint on the Champs-Élysées, so we'll save that breakdown for after the final sprint. So without further ado, let's go into stage 21 of the Tour de France. And we are live 20 kilometers from the finish. The peloton is intact, there were no breakaways, and it's a wet finish here on the Champs-Élysées. The sprinters finally should be back in action. Mathematically, Miroslav Kostra, I believe, has secured that green jersey after the first intermediate sprint. So regardless of the result of the stage, Kostra should win that green jersey. But of course, he wants to win a 4th stage, continue to score points for Sismic, and have a prestigious victory for himself. Castelli, meanwhile, controlling affairs as they often do on the flat stages. Davide Lagana has had a terrible Tour de France, but he could redeem himself here with a win on the Champs-Élysées. Euskaltel amassing riders near the front. There's the yellow jersey on the shoulder of Miroslav Kostra. Little more than a victory procession for Jean-Marie Caillou. He's going to claim his 3rd stage race victory of Season 4, and I think he should be the highest scoring rider when it's all said and done. He's gotten stronger and stronger as the season has gone on. Really, he was totally dominant in the Tour de France, especially on the mountaintop finishes. But we're on the final lap in the Champs-Élysées. Castelli doing their long leadouts. AlphaTauri trying to get something up here for Heinrich Kromer. They've got a rider helping out with Castelli here. Futura Forstal should get Ishikawa Kitetsu in the mix, and Kasper Bosmans, a stage winner in this race from Jupiler, probably going to try and get up there as well. There's Johnny Wouters, points jersey winner of the Giro d'Italia. Has not been as successful in the Tour de France sprints. Really night and day for Johnny Wouters, but the rest of the team has picked up this lap. 5Ks to go now. Here's Adrian Bernard. I think he should have attacked there, to be honest, but he was trying to lead out for Heinrich Kromer. If he had launched a big attack there, he might have gone all the way. He's going to leave it up to a sprint royale. Davide Lagana has his lead-out train here. Elijah Johnson is there. That should be Florence Haas doing an penultimate lead-out here. 3Ks to go. It's a long straight all the way to the finish. Heinrich Kromer is on Lagana's wheel. There's Blaise Robillard, Robel Nagassi. And it looks like Elijah Johnson's petered out, and Lagana's just got to go from a long, long way out. This is far too early. Somebody's going to round him. The question is who, and it's Superchalk Chirativat of Valinor blasting through and getting a 2nd stage victory. A good finish to the Tour de France for the Valinor team with a stage win. Always good to end on a high. Ishikawa Kitetsu in 2nd place. She's gained a lot of points back on Miroslav Kostra, but it will not give her the green jersey. She'll be a close 2nd place. Matsuoda in 3rd. He's been tremendous in the last week of the Tour de France. Robillard in 4th, and Heinrich Kromer there in 5th place. There are no time gaps in the finish on the Champs-Élysées stage, but the stage results in your top 10. It was Chirativat of Valinor finally getting another stage win. Got one early in the race, finishing on a high. Surprised he made it through the mountains. He certainly rewarded his team for that there. Kitetsu in 2nd place, Matsuoda 3rd for Hackett, Robillard 4th for Natalia, Heinrich Kromer 5th for AlphaTauri. Davide Lagana just totally cursed in this Tour de France. Not able to get anything going in the sprints, he was 6th place. Wouters in 7th, then Nagassi, Banabi, and Kasper Bosmans. And now your final general classification for this Tour de France. The winner of the yellow jersey was Jean-Marie Caillou of Euskaltel Euskadi. He finished 2 minutes and 1 second ahead of Hippolyte Touton of Kyoto. His Euskaltel teammate Rico Rudiger was 3rd at 3 minutes 9 seconds, so he shot back up to 3rd after that final time trial. 1st and 3rd on the same team in the Grand Tour is a rare accomplishment, a testament to the strength of that team. 4th was Chongling Shin of Valnor at 4 minutes 16 seconds. Navarro 5th for Hackett at 5 minutes 7. Kelvin Moore had a great race for Nautalia in 6th place at 6 minutes 27. Evgeny Balashkov moved up to 7th at 9 minutes 31. Pavlova won a stage and finished 8th, 10 minutes 45 seconds back. Luis Sancho, a poor race in 9th at 13 minutes and 1 second. And Carlos Nello, active throughout, had a number of top 3 finishes and nearly won a stage. He gets 10th at 13 minutes, 10 seconds. Some other riders in the top 20, reminder that the top 30 in GC score, but of course those in the top 20 also making an impact on the race. Leida was in 11th place and won a stage, then Egan Callas. Wilmer Rodriguez, the Super Domestique for Caillou and Rudiger. Volenvider in 14th, Ignatiev in 15th. Next, Pinto, Sumi Kim, Bilgun, Oyun Batar, Denison Singamana, and double stage winner Mario Matsuoto close out your top 20. You see how big the time gaps can get. Matsuoto over 40 minutes back. The green jersey is won by Miroslav Kostra of Sismic with 293 points. He also won 3 stages. Ishikawa Kitetsu of Futura Forstall a surprise 2nd place. She had 259 points. Superchalk Trativat 3rd. He won 2 stages. He finished with 256 points. Double stage winner Matsuoto in 4th, and Kasper Bosmans, another stage winner, in 5th for Jupiler. The polka dot jersey wrapped up on stage 19 for Jean-Marie Caillou. He won so many of those mountaintop finishes and scored well on the others. He finished just ahead of Lars Evensen of Sismic. And finally, in the team classification, after the first big mountain stage, it was clear who would win that, and that was Euskaltel Euskadi. Their trio of climbers could not be contained by the other teams. They win by almost 15 minutes ahead of Kyoto. So for now, we'll close the book on the Tour de France. As for Season 4, we'll have a follow-up update video. We'll show the final standings, the top scoring riders, and maybe some reactions from the team managers. We'll also have an awards ballot, so you can vote on the team of the season, the MVP of the season, and your favorite race of the season. From there, we'll just digest the results of a great Season 4. It's been a 1-year journey. Thank you so much for following and playing with us, for all the team managers. A lot is planned for Season 5, some great changes to make the season as interactive and interesting as it's ever been before. So we're looking forward to all the announcements for that. That does it for the Tour de France, and that does it for all the racing in Season 4. So as always, thank you for watching. See you next time for the final Season 4 results video.